Hey, this is Robert here again at D.I.Y Fabrication, and I've got a great video for all of my DIY guys and gals out there working with your own two hands, getting them dirty on your projects at home. And hey, if you follow my channel, you know we don't do a lot of tool reviews, and there is a good reason for that. If I don't own it, use it, or it's not great quality, I am not going to endorse it or promote it, pass it on to you guys. Now, there is a tool that I've been wanting and needing for the shop for a long time. I was lucky enough to partner with a company. They sent me one, and I love it. It is the Vevor magnetic drill. Now, we've got a resto mod project out in the shop. I ran into a huge issue on that. If I would have had this magnetic drill, it would have made my life so much easier. Now, I haven't seen anybody else on YouTube or heard of anybody else doing this trick that I'm going to show you. I've got a demo set up out there. We're going to go check it out. I'm going to pass this trick on to you. Now, this is a trick that you can only do with a magnetic drill. You cannot accomplish it with a hand drill. I'm going to pass it on to you so you can put it in your toolbox. Let's get into it. With this magnetic drill, you can make holes in the vertical position, drill in the horizontal position, use this tool in the overhead position. Hey, we're going to do a really quick overview of what comes in the box. We've got the instructions, operating handles, cooler and reservoir. Now, what's really cool about this, if you're using this machine in the vertical position or the horizontal position, it has an accommodation so that it will rotate with the machine, keep the coolant where the coolant should be. This strap will secure the machine. So in the event that, well, if you're using a machine in the horizontal position, you lose power. Well, the machine's going to hit the floor or your foot. Don't want to damage either one. Suggest using that if you can. Okay, drill chuck head. Now this is the drill chuck adapter. It comes with it. Fits in there. Now you can use a drill chuck. Use a hole saw. Regular drill bits. Really expands what you can do with the machine instead of just using what is supplied. And this is what is supplied. You can see the different sizes. Now these are in millimeter. They are called annular cutters. Really nice quality. Well, it's also known as a broach, I think, in this country, but you know, we'll call them whatever. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, if you're using a broach from another company, well, it's probably not going to fit into this machine. These are kind of specific to the Vevor magnetic drill. And then you have your drift punch. The way that works, you would install it. And here, when you load it into the machine, it's going to be spring loaded. And that will allow you to locate it on your workpiece if you have punch mark or if you have a pilot hole. Yeah, really nice, high quality stuff. I'm really impressed with this kit. Okay, moving on. Hey, this Vevor magnetic drill, well, it comes with a lot of stuff. And to complement that, and because I was tired of walking back and forth to the toolbox, I designed and 3D printed this cutting bit tool organizer. And the organizer is available at goozyfabrication.store. I will leave the link in the description. Hey, and while you're there, check out all of the specialty tools, supplies, abrasives, that will make working on your restoration project go smooth and easy. So the reason I even agreed to do this tool review, I ran into a massive problem on our 59 F100 Resto mod. Now this is a 347 stroker motor that we have installed along with a Mustang 2 front suspension. We've added a 4-link, changed up the rear suspension, added the 4-link, and we had relocated the fuel tank to in between the frame rails. Now from the factory, it's located behind the seat. We've moved that to this position. Now all of the fuel tanks for this year of truck, they all have the fuel inlet on the top. Well, what that means, that creates a problem. What that means is that now you have to drill a hole in the bed, put your fuel filler and cap in this position, and then fill the tank through the bed. You have to pull down the tailgate to do that, and now you have a fuel cap in your bed that limits your bed. Yeah, that's not a fun time. They never come out on the side, the fuel filler inlet, because there will be a conflict with the frame. So they're always on the top. We have welded up and then relocated the inlet, fuel inlet. So we had to go through the frame rail. Now I had to do this the hard way because I didn't have this tool at the time. And let me show you what the issue was. Now all of these holes are factory. And they're in the same place as they are on the opposite side where we needed to drill a hole saw hole to allow our fuel inlet to go into our tank. And it would have come out right about in this area. So we needed a hole right about here. This is the hole saw. Well, that's what you use. Pretty straightforward. Drill through. Easy peasy. Well, not in this case because the way this hole saw works, you have to have the pilot bit installed. It drills a pilot hole first, and then that locates this hole saw to keep it from walking all over the place. Without this bit installed, yeah, it's impossible to drill a hole by hand. Not going to happen. So we're going to use this 4x4 square tubing as our demo. Now, the frame rail is actually 4 inches, the same as this. And it is also the same thickness as the frame rail, 11 gauge. And it has a hole just like our frame rail. And the problem is, well, we need to use the hole saw to make a round hole roughly in that position. And that would be a impossibility with a hand drill because we need that pilot hole right about here. So let me show you a trick that I haven't seen anybody else do that is a real lifesaver and a game changer. So let's get this set up. For this demonstration, we're going to set up our magnetic drill in the horizontal position. Now we're always going to use our safety strap because if we lose power and that magnet disengages, well, we don't want it to hit the floor or our foot. So we're going to use the safety strap that Vevor has supplied. Now this is a trick that I like to do. If it's for you, fine. If it's not, don't. Anytime I have multiple handles, well, I'll just eliminate them, get it down to one. So now that will get it out of the way. So we've selected the hole saw that we want to use. And again, like I mentioned, if we were trying to do this by hand with a hand drill, it's impossible because we have no place for our pilot hole. So what that means, we are going to pull that pilot bit, get it out of there. Now we're only going to be left with this. Without the bit, which don't ever use this by hand without the bit installed. Lubricant, Let's remove our safety strap. Disengage our magnet. And there it is. Man, if I had had this mag drill when I had to cut this hole in the frame rail, and I couldn't use the hole saw with the pilot bit because it fell here, my life would have been so much easier. Thank you, magnetic drill. That is one trick that I'm going to keep in my toolbox. Hey, in conclusion, I am really happy to have this Vevor magnetic drill. Now, I've done some things with it that simply aren't possible with a handheld drill. Now, this thing allows me to do cleaner, more professional work. Great addition to the shop and my toolbox, and I think it would be for yours too. So go check it out. Look for the affiliate link in the description. Grab that coupon code, save yourself some money on a nice quality tool that I think you're going to love.